Hi guys, this is Asia Jade here at Startup Weekend Day 2. Yesterday was a blast and I'm sure you guys loved the video. Got to see some of the teams. I heard that you spoke. I'm sorry. This is one of my good friends. I just met her actually. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Kate Rudder. I'm a co-founder of a company called Luxor, and we work with entrepreneurs to help make their products awesome for their customers.
Fantastic. So what exactly products have you worked with in the past that you've used that just blew up, or that it was something that was either a struggle or something that you just didn't think you could take on?
Great question. So in the startup world, everything is a struggle. Things often blow up, both good and bad. So we actually have a product ourselves, so we've seen that go up and down. How I like to think about it is, if you can, instead of building a bunch of features, you come up with some kind of idea or hypothesis, and then what can you build that's a quick way to test that? So you've seen some really interesting tests happen. I worked with an entrepreneur for a startup, and they did an experiment at South by Southwest. What they were trying to do in the big vision was changing behavior for healthy habits for people, and doing that through like photographic interventions, things like Instagram, and making habits fun, right?
Right.
But in order to validate that they could get the kind of traction they needed, they did a drinking game at South by Southwest.
Oh.
So it was an experiment. Could you get a certain number of people who were drinking, because that's kind of part of the cultural thing at that conference? Could you get them to say what they were drinking and build that into their product as it grew much beyond just kind of that one experiment? So that was super interesting.
That's pretty cool. So it's like a controlled experiment that you do just right there on the spot. That's really awesome. And you get instant feedback. I mean that's fantastic, because that's actually what you need when you're starting to build a company. I've never had an entrepreneurship. I'm starting my own without any like lessons. Coming to these events actually helped me learn a little bit more. I mean, from every aspect, coding and to graphic design to everything. So it's really interesting. I don't have a background in it, but I'd love to learn about it. It's definitely something. What are you working on now? What is your goals for the rest of the year?
Big question. I'm going to start with this weekend. I would love to see the teams this weekend start seeing, is similar to that experiment I described, the behavior of their potential customers actually be true. So that is super awesome, and I'm mentoring so that some of the teams can kind of make use of my past experiences on that. For our own company, I'd love to see Luxor's client base, the entrepreneurs, be much more broadly spread than some of the traditional tech hubs. I think Las Vegas has done an extraordinary job with fostering entrepreneurship, and a lot of the organizations and kind of behaviors like Startup Weekend are really making that go. And it takes a community to build an economy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's really happening here. And for the year, I'd like to see our company and our product actually make very good inroads into building other entrepreneurial communities across the globe. So there's some places that are hotspots. Silicon Valley, where I'm based, obviously, is one, and London's got a lot of pickup too, and of course there's New York, Chicago, but there's places. Jacksonville, Tennessee is also getting like a lot more uptake on that, and these small pockets, especially in Eastern Europe, that are really making the most of this kind of down-to-earth entrepreneurial claims, where it's lower than cost than ever to start a new business. You can validate it and get the feedback faster, and then grow that, and it's really an exciting time. So I want our world to kind of just go boom and have everybody be an entrepreneur. That's what I want.
That'd be fantastic. What is bullshit? What is that?
What is bullshit?
What is bullshit?
Okay, so my talk used a copious amount of that word, which was a little embarrassing. Sorry, Mom and Dad. But the premise was that you've got 54 hours to make something and actually see some behavior change from customers that would actually buy this thing from you. So there's a lot of ways to fall into traps of trying to build something beautiful or all about the features and not really understand is there going to be value.
Right.
So things like, this is the best idea ever. Turns out that's bullshit. Let's focus on building a company, right?
Let's not focus on the dream.
Right.
Let's focus on what we can make out of it.
Exactly.
To make the dream.
And developers love building code, so they want to make custom code. Exactly. Bullshit. You can actually steal and validate an idea with a lot of great code libraries and existing things that are out there. So I kind of call bullshit out of 4 major things that I see stand in the way of teams in such a tight timeline.
But I like that honesty. If you don't have that honesty as an entrepreneur, if you don't get that honest feedback, you'll never know.
That's right.
You'll never know. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great to meet you, Asia.
I'll be seeing you over the weekend. Hey guys, this is Asia J down here at Startup Weekend. I'm here with Devin. He helped start LaunchKey, is it?
Correct, LaunchKey.
What is that exactly?
So LaunchKey is passwordless user authentication using your smart device. It's an idea we came up here with Startup Weekend 3 last July, and we've been running with it ever since.
Sweet. And I understand that it's an authentication that goes straight to your phone that pretty much it authorizes, hey, this is me, I'm using it.
Absolutely, yeah. So rather than using a password, which is insecure, and there's a number of other issues, can't remember them, and they're hackable, and all these other issues, the government's even asking for them now. This sends a request to your site or to your phone, something you own. You know when people are trying to authenticate as you, and only you can authenticate yourself. So that's the whole goal of LaunchKey.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're here again, obviously, Startup Weekend 6, and you are here as a coach now. How does it feel to be on the other side?
Oh, it's fun. The coaches, I think, definitely can help influence the teams and how they do. And we definitely leaned on some coaches during our Startup Weekend, and it's fun to be able to give back and help the new team. So.
What have you seen so far with the team? Like any doubts, or have you helped them with anything that was like really pertinent to their production?
Sure, I think a lot of them have doubts, and that's why they're here, trying to validate their ideas. And I think that's the coolest thing. That's the best. I think the most you can take at a Startup Weekend is seeing if your idea works and getting other people excited about your idea.
Right.
And that's part of the fun of it too. And then building that idea and creating that, making that idea happen over a weekend is really important and really cool to see. So it's pretty exciting, but it's been exciting to see again people with their ideas, building on their ideas, and that's really what Startup Weekend's all about.
Yeah, exactly. It's bringing teams together. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So when you guys were gone, when you did Startup Weekend 3, how was the end result?
As far as how did it go for us?
Yeah, how did it go for you?
Well, so our team won. We did win first place, and then we also won for design. But again, I think the most nice, and that was fun, and it got us some recognition. But I think really the reason we won is because of our idea. We made something over that weekend, which I think is really important, and really, I think probably the most. Winning was fun. It was kind of icing on the cake to making something, and so making something over the weekend and seeing people like respond to it. That's the best. That was the best part.
Oh yeah.
And so that's kind of what I took most out of it. Is like, wow, it was really exciting just to even make what we did. What we made. And so again, I think that's building on that idea and building on the idea that a lot of times an idea will change and like will come together as the team comes together, and that's kind of the exciting magic.
That's awesome. That's very humble of you. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the greatest reward is building something out of nothing.
Absolutely.
You just get it and then you just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what's exciting about Startup Weekend.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hi guys, this is Asia Jade here down at Startup Weekend. I'm here with my very good friend who's also running for a political campaign. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Joe Sacco. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you're here as a spectator, as am I. How are you enjoying Startup Weekend?
Well, so far so good. I just got here. The last time I came to Startup Weekend, I was a participant.
Okay.
This time I'm here as an observer. So it's just really refreshing to see all the young people and actually people of all ages getting together and making businesses start from the ground up.
Right on. So you were here. What happened when you guys were here? What was your idea?
Well, the first time I came to Startup Weekend, I didn't really know what the event was all about, and I didn't realize how grounded in technology that it was. I came and actually pitched a documentary film that I was working on, and what my idea wasn't one of the projects that was picked, but I still met a lot of great people. I learned a little bit about website design and development, so it was a really nice time. And this time around, I just want to see what kinds of ideas and what kind of people come together and see what they come up with.
Awesome. So, were you here yesterday?
I was not here yesterday.
Okay, you missed out on the funniness. There was a lot of good ideas that were pitched yesterday. A lot of enthusiasm. I like that. This is my first time as well. So, what would be your biggest tip for those entrepreneurs out there that are trying to get this jump started?
Well, I would just say that don't ever be discouraged. Always keep your passion in the forefront. And go all the way to the wall with whatever ideas you have. There's plenty of people with ideas, but there's a lot less people that are willing to execute them. So find a good team and never let anyone discourage you. Keep going at it.
That's a very true statement. Now I understand that you're also running for a political campaign.
I am. Actually, I'm running for business representative of the local Stagehands Union.
Yay!
and I look forward to serving the community.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll definitely shout it out. Let it be known for sure. Vote for this guy, you guys.
Joe Sacco,
Joe
business
Sacco.
rep, IATSE Local 720.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Woo. Thanks for coming on. Hey guys, Asia Jade here at Startup Weekend. I'm here with Janet. She is one of the founders of I believe it's the Global Entrepreneurship Experience. Yes, and you are also one of the not counselors, but you're one of the coaching. She is coaching these people into entrepreneurship. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Janet.
I have been at UNLV for about 16 years now. I founded the Center for Entrepreneurship. I established the first major for entrepreneurship, first minor in entrepreneurship.
Cool.
I taught the very first entrepreneurship class at UNLV, and now I have established and run the Global Entrepreneurship Experience program, which is truthfully the coolest thing going on at UNLV. But I'm really excited to be at Startup Weekend, and it's a great event for would-be aspiring entrepreneurs. We get a lot of UNLV students here, and I'm excited to see them participating. It's a great thing.
It's a good thing to know that your teaching's not going to waste.
Hey, they're out here putting it to work. I love that.
Exactly.
Right? It's excellent.
That's like the greatest reward as a professor, I'm sure.
And I'm hoping they're all incredibly successful and they make lots of beautiful money and they endow a chair for me.
There you
that
go.
That would just be beautiful.
Right. Thanks for teaching it to me. Here you go.
Remember
that, students. Remember that. So you're no stranger to helping out here.
No, I think this is just a great, exciting event. Where else can you come and pitch an idea and in 3 days, heck, 3 days, 2.5 days, up, running, we can see, does it work? Does it have legs? Can we move forward with it? That's just huge. And the support for ideas and for doing this sort of thing in the room, there are lots of groups, but everybody's supporting everybody. It's tremendous.
Yeah, I see some of the groups, like even between groups, they help each other out. I know they've been pulling something over. I heard you knew how to do this, and it's really great to see everyone. Yes, everyone is working in their respective groups, but everyone has a common goal and everyone can help.
That's it, and it's just really exciting to see, different kinds of backgrounds, different experiences, different bases of knowledge, and the ideas that are happening here are just really cool.
And one of a kind.
And I'm excited by just the variety, and I think some of these could absolutely just take off.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I heard a couple of them yesterday. Wow. They were just really great. I mean, things that I could actually use, not just wishful thinking, you know what I mean?
I think they've got a lot of great products and services that are being developed here this weekend. So
I believe so too.
It'll be fun to watch the judging tomorrow.
That's fantastic. Awesome. So what is your biggest advice for an entrepreneur in the new age, in 2013? What would you give advice?
It's interesting. It's an interesting question because I've got this great app and it does this, and let's face it, most of the products and services here are all technology based.
Right.
But so many people show up in my office and, I've got this great, and they can't tell me about how that app generates revenue.
Right.
Right.
How you monetize it.
Yeah. If you can't tell me how does this generate revenue, then it's just a fun exercise.
Right.
And too few people think about how do we actually monetize this until they put way too much time and effort into it. And if they thought about the business model on the front end, maybe there would be happier endings. So think about the business model. How do you make money out of this?
Right, exactly.
You can't forget that part of the equation.
Yeah, because that's exactly what's going to fuel it to be bigger and better.
People do. They just don't think, it's so cool. Yes, it is, but nobody's paying you for it. And that's,
And that's what you need.
Yeah.
You need someone to pay you for it. Well, thank you so much, Janet. I'm actually going to be going to UNLV soon, so hopefully I'll be able to take your class. All right. Thanks. This is Aisha Jade, and we have an exclusive update from Krista. Go for it.
We decided to pivot our startup from last night, and I think flexibility is really important. We decided that our hottest commodity so far in Startup Weekend has really been nils. And so we actually purchased the domain, Pimp Your Nils.
Pimp your nails.
Yeah, we got .co Nils, Nils. He would be from Chile. He's
Okay.
fluent in a couple of languages. That seems convenient.
Okay.
And we've decided that our marketing approach is going to be aggressive. It's going to be really going after the tourist market to convince them that a trip to fabulous Las Vegas is just not complete without an hour of Nils. And so we really think that there is a market for this.
All right.
Yeah, we ran it past Dr. Run. She thinks it's awesome too. We're
Okay.
pretty excited. I think there's a lot of potential. The coaches seemed really enthusiastic. And so far, everyone here has agreed that Nils is by far the most valuable resource in the room. I mean, just check him out. Feet up. I mean,
He doesn't have to do much. Shirt on, please. Shirt on. We didn't. That's fantastic. That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
what was with the change? Why?
well, we were sitting here and we looked at our market and we just decided, I mean, yes, we could build an empire and certainly we could probably become millionaires from it. But really, is that what it's about? Or is it about shamelessly whoring out your good friends?
I think it's shamelessly.
And we have decided that shamelessly whoring out Nils is just a better value proposition.
I think so too. Hump day.
Look at the amazing tricks that you can have Nils perform. He actually has an MBA.
He
So
does.
it's not just man meat you get with this one. He has got some
You get the
brains.
smarts with
Oh.
it too.
He is on fire.
Oh yeah. That is his shoe, ladies and gentlemen. Says 22 cents.
We'll let you know if we decide to pivot again, but it is looking like we're going to stick with this one through our
I like
pitch
it.
tomorrow. I think Steve Case can't get enough of
Yeah,
Nils.
I think he's gonna lose his mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
No stuff, really. Well, thank you, Chris, for the update.
Deja.
We'll be back.
Be back soon.
We will. You're watching the Las Vegas Social Media Show. Hi, guys. This is Asia Jade again. I'm here at Startup Weekend, day 2, and I'm here with Leo. Leo is actually a physics professor, I assume.
Well, no, a physicist.
Or a physicist, I'm sorry. And he's here helping out. What are you doing with your project?
My project is a storybook. We're doing interactive, customizable, personalized, and individualized storybook for children. It would be a more exciting, for example, bedtime story or an educational story for a child.
Okay, so is it customizable?
Yeah, it's completely customizable in terms of the thing that we're focusing on now for the demonstration tomorrow is that you and your pet can assist in a story. For example, if you have the prince slaying the dragon, is the old version of the story. The new version of the story is you and your cat, Princess Taylor, the princess of all the cats, help the prince slay the dragon.
That's awesome.
So
Wow.
it should be much more relatable and much more engaging of the imagination of a child.
Okay.
And the reason I would know this is because my wife says I still am one.
Oh, well, there you go. So, what is your role in this? How are you helping make this happen?
Okay, it was my idea.
Okay.
And so I'm project leader, and I'm doing the Ruby and Rails implementation, which is considered the back end.
Right.
And then Nicholas, Michael, and Will and Sabrina are working more on the front end and other parts of the application.
Okay, cool. Well, I look forward to seeing the demo tomorrow.
We're up last.
You guys are, oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Well, save the
You'll-
best for
you'll-
last,
you'll-
you guys.
You'll have to wait a while before you actually get to ours.
Well, that's okay. We'll be here all day. So,
Thank you very much.
well, thank you. Anything you want to say? Shout outs?
Okay, well, I just want to thank everybody who voted up my idea. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, this is Asia Jade with the Las Vegas Social Media Show. I'm here at Startup Weekend Day 2, and I'm here with someone who could possibly help you in the future, you guys, if you're looking for a patent. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Wade Yamazaki, and I just finished my first year in law school
Right
at
on.
USC. I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, you don't live here.
I grew up here,
Oh, you
but
did.
I went out to California for school.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah, very good choice.
So, what got you into being a lawyer for patents at that?
Well, out here in Vegas, I went to school, high school called ATEC, and so
Okay.
they have a legal program there. So I was really interested in law to begin with, and then I was also interested in science and technology and stuff. So I did my undergrad in biomedical engineering at USC.
Oh wow.
And so I always knew I kind of wanted to integrate the two. So that's kind of how I got into this field.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So, what are you working on now? What is your project here at Startup Weekend?
So my idea was working with, over the past summer, I've worked really closely with the patent attorney on his cases, and a lot of the stuff he did was, he spent a lot of time on things that, could be more structured, and if he had a program that could just get rid of all that structure, the worry about the structure for him, he could really focus on the meat of, what the patent agent or the patent attorney really needs to focus on.
Okay.
And so we figured we could write a program that would streamline the process and really give them kind of the edge when it comes to writing patents.
Cool. So it's kind of like the express route in a sense.
Yeah, it gets rid of all the stuff you don't want to worry about.
Cool. So your role in this would be legal?
Right.
Legal advice. All right, cool. Make sure they don't get sued.
I mean, that's what patents are all about.
Exactly. Cool. That's great. Where are you guys at? Are you guys at a good point right now? Would you say that it's been a road of trouble to get to this point?
Well, I mean, we really just started flushing out the idea yesterday.
Right.
So, I mean, we kind of kept going through flushing out the idea today, and so we're kind of at a point where now we're trying to look at, what market we're looking at, trying to get our website up, different things like that. So we're a little behind, but I mean, we really wanted to focus on the product itself to begin with, and so, I mean, I feel comfortable with it.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you for the interview. And you guys keep checking out because we're going to be interviewing everyone. So these are people doing real things and they come from all over. So make sure that you guys keep checking back. With a Coke and a smile.
Yeah.
This is Update. Asia Jade here. Update with Sean. Sean, I heard you guys have a name now.
We do have a name.
What
It is Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
It's not trademarked
All right.
at all. It's ours.
I like it. I like it. I like the name though. It actually ties into what you guys do perfectly.
Yeah. It's
And
almost
Band-Aid.
feedtheband.com.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How many names did you guys go through in order?
Actually, only one.
Only two?
We came
Only
up with
two?
it this morning.
Oh.
Like really early.
Band-Aid, I got it. All right. Awesome. Sweet. Well, I look forward to seeing Band-Aid
Thank
in
you.
action tomorrow.
Thank you.